Alright folks, welcome to EVE Online, I'm Major Freak. So, time to redo a popular video of mine and retire the old one. So this is basically, should I sell or should I reprocess? The TLDR, DW, is that always try to reprocess. You will get a list of all the things that you should sell instead. It's because they're more valuable than the base minerals you get out of reprocessing. Now, even if you have no skill in scrap metal processing, which is the skill you need to help you get all the scrap metal reprocessed, it's not reprocessing at all, it's scrap metal processing, and that's a completely different skill. There are a few stations in EVE that still have the 35% base yield. I think it's 35 or 30. It was sucky. But most stations, even upwells, even ones with rigs, will always have 50% base yield. You can get 55% with a level 5 scrap metal processing. It's a very intensive skill to get into. You need to metallurgy, reprocessing efficiency 5, yada yada. And then you can get into scrap metal processing, which takes about 20 days. So, yay. Right? So I'm trying to get my trader skilled up, but still, you're looking at this list, and I went through all the very valuable items here. I went sorted by estimated price, reversed, and I opened up a multi-cell, and I opened up the reprocessing, and I did one for one, and I went through them all, and all of these up here are, it's just loot from missions, are worth more to my character reprocessing than it would be for me to sell. It's close. It's about 10% difference, 20% difference, but it's not a massive, huge thing. So if you've been always just right-clicking and selling to buy orders, you're doing fine. It's not a huge loss. There are some rip-offs, of course, but by and large, the items that really count are the market has hit saturation. So you're all good with that. So don't regret anything there. So now, the items in question that are interesting are, I'll just quickly go through them to show you and keep a record myself of which loot items the game has a lesser value to it in reprocessing than the players themselves value for the actual utility of these items. And looking at these, you'd say, hey, these might be interesting to try to use in theory crafting because they tend to be very useful. So yeah, I'll keep a running record of this stuff. It might be interesting. It is kind of cool. And a commenter, I should actually, Band Warrior 007. Thank you very much. He said, yeah, you can just remove item, right click, remove item. Totally, right? It's awesome. So just go through, know that anything you right click and remove won't be reprocessed, and you can just sell the bunch of them and you'll get a good deal. Typically, I'm sure it goes estimated value. So we will go through and see if there's any rip-off, and it will tell you when you go to multi-cell, of course, because I'm sure you're used to multi-cell. And when you sell, of course, you'll get the tax. So if you're alpha, you'll get hit with an 8% tax, so that kind of sucks. But you will, likewise, with the minerals you take care of, that you get out of this, right? So anything you try to sell, you'll get a tax on it. So let's get rid of this stuff. About 1 minute to do it. Can I do it in time? I wonder if I can multi Can I multi-select? No, I don't think I can. I didn't think so. And what I'll do is I'll just get rid of all this stuff. And what I'd like to do is when I'm done this, I'll go back in the video and check out how much money was removed by me removing this from the estimated price I'd get, and how much would I get when I sold it, and compare it to say, is it worth doing all this crap, you know, compared to, say, just reprocessing it, or, you know, because it is, even without any scrap metal processing, it's highly worth it. And oh, so 56 million. Oh yeah, baby. Woohoo! There we go. And of course, everything else I removed. I'll just multi-sell, and of course I'll add this on later. So yeah, there you go. I'll clip these two together and make a single video. All right, we're back. So just a note, when I was reprocessing all that stuff, I was getting a fee. Now, if you're interested in doing this a lot, and I hate missions, so I'm not interested, you would really benefit from getting, say, the mission hub, market hub you're wanting to sell at. Get the corporation involved. You're standing up quite a bit with that corporation. And how you do that, of course, is the best way to do it is to run a whole bunch of distribution missions really quick. That will boost your standings. It's the fastest way. And even faster is if you go into share corporations, you go to Imperial Family. Is it Imperial Family? Yeah, Emperor Family, sorry. And then you go down, and I go distribution, you got 31 agents, and we'll whip through there. And typically, if you're alpha, I would recommend, well, regardless, level 3 missions are perfect. I would highly recommend those. Level 4, go to low sec for Christ's sake. But let's see now, are there any mission hubs that we can take advantage of? There's, that's not good. We're looking for high sec because we want to include alpha characters because they don't have any cloaking ability. So I have, we might not actually have a choice here. Oh, wait, we do. What? Perfect. So Mimim right here, what we'll do, is there any adjacent, let's see, level 2, there's a level 2 Anka. So if you don't have the standing yet for Emperor Family, getting one standing is super easy. So this should be fairly easy to get a hold of and run a whole bunch of missions for. And you'll get, if there's a storyline, the key is running a whole bunch of missions, getting that sweet storyline, and it will boost your faction standing, and it will boost your corporate standing. which is always really helpful when you do that. Now, of course, where is the storyline agent? Where is our closest storyline? Storyline, oh crap. Okay, so that wouldn't be good. But yeah, regardless, what your aim is to find, yeah, the best way of getting your standings up. And you could say get if you had access to a level 4 mission runner. I have one. It's a grind. If you can get your standing up to 6, you'll have no fees when you go to reprocess. Like, I'll show you here. And this should show me 800,000, because that's what it, when I did it originally, it gave me a output of 800 that I'd taken away from the last time. But yeah, this is close enough, good enough. So the fee is, let's get the calculator up here, 17,543 divided by, it's a really small fee, isn't it, on 76823. Your fee is about 2%, 2.3%. So it's really small, and I have crappy standing with Emperor family. Yeah, so that's how you figure that out. So let's not do that. Let's sell this stuff. So I don't want to sell this. And okay, so sell. And we theoretically should get more than 800,000 ISK from this, and we're already past it. You can sell a maximum of, I believe, 150 units. We've got 71. So if you go, hopefully it's not more than 50. It might be, but I'm hoping it's 150. 30 items. Yeah, we'll find out, won't we? So anyways, as this is crunching the numbers, these are items that are worth to players way more than the game considers it worth, like the reprocessors who are buying all this stuff. There are some items like say the 150mm compressed that somebody's gaming the system, because they are typically worth a heck of a lot more than refining, but somebody's gaming the system, so it won't be worth. And what I'll do, I'll show you, we'll trim them down. Anything above 50% I'll get rid of in the sales, and then we'll try to reprocess them again and see how much we can get out of that compared to selling the items. So, right? So we have 63. Good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 150 unit maximum. So anything above 50%, I'm just going to get rid of. Well, right? No, I'll get rid of it. All right. Just keep to my rule. That's our best bet. So as you can see, well, this is Amar. You'll get less gaming the system in Jita. And of course that's, I think, Caldari Navy, so yeah, you're gonna have to search far and wide for distribution agents for Caldari Navy. I think there's a couple. But yeah, it's quite the grind. But yeah, currently at my level, it's only 2%. So yeah, just don't sweat it. Don't sweat the fact you don't have scrap metal processing. I would like to do so, just because, but it is a high rank skill and it takes you a hell of a long time to get there. So I would not recommend it. And if you're alpha, you won't be able to get there anyways. Okay, so there we go. That is sellable. Let's get that done. And now let's reprocess this stuff and show you what we can get out of reprocessing versus selling. So I'll bring up the sell and I'll go sell. All right, it'll give us a number here. So as we can see, it's still better to sell. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of anything above 75%. And we'll just go down there, and doing this will show you, you know, so you can get a feel for, is it really worth selling the stuff that gives you an exclamation, or should you be wary of, you know, the people, is it lowballing? Okay, so we will sell this. Okay, yeah, perfectly fine with this. Okay, all right, so I'm down to 100,000, and you got to remember, because we've just made quite a bit of cash on this, and we're only down to, so you're diminishing returns on time spent doing this, right? So still, let's look at the stuff and we'll sell it, and it'll be interesting if even at very low, you know, somebody's gaming the market to get this stuff, is it still worth it to sell it to the market? And as you can see, even at this ridiculous markdown, it's still worth, right? Isn't that amazing, huh? So let's just make sure, like, yeah, there's 18 items. We're not, you know, it's not, isn't that interesting, huh? That even though it's giving us just stupid levels, right? So let's get rid of everything, like 98%, let's say 95%, anything above 95%, let's get rid of. And we'll check it again, and we'll just keep going. And what, okay, let's say 90%. Okay, so get rid of this stuff. Okay, now we're down to just that, and that's about the fee we got with low standings. And right, it's like whatevs. So look at what we've got. Look at that fleeting compact. Like, fleeting compact is quite useful. Like, yeah, I mean, is somebody gaming the market? Let's check this out. Right? It's like, is that usually the price? Because look, people are buying for that amount. How much can we get? Right? It's like, how much can you get for reprocessing it? Right? So sell item. So get 1,000. And if we reprocessed it, we get 5,000. That's interesting, isn't it? And what is the average? So, as you can see, the regional average is because it's so valuable, right? It's ultra valuable that, comparatively speaking, if say we sold it for, let's get realistic here. Let's go, if I did reprocess and it was worth 5,000, if I put in 5,010, what would it say? That would be, I would, how to translate that? I suck at math. If this is still, yeah, I got it, that this number is still 62% lower than the average price in transactions, right? So it's a combination of buy orders and sell orders. It's the actual amount being traded, right? So that's interesting, right? So we will, if we just wanted to get rid of this, it would be more worth it to reprocess, even though it's got the exclamation there, because of the very valuable item. So yeah, it's a very valuable item, so we'll reprocess it. And of course, this kind of thing, if you really wanted to do that, you could say go to Depari and try to sell it at 15,000, and you probably get that amount. You know, we would make 3 times more, but you got to remember, it's like, you know, it is like less than 1%. It's probably 1% of what we just made off of everything else, right? And of course, this is just common level 4 garbage loot. There's no really special stuff, of course, like dead space and stuff like that. So you can get it, obviously you'll know it when you see it, right? Inferno heavy, let's try this too, right? Let's reprocess, because it's worth it. I mean, this is interesting stuff. Sell item. So this is worth, we'd only get this much out of it, but we'd get 10K out of reprocessing it. Let's check the market, of course, right? See that disparity? It's interesting, isn't it? Now, is the Inferno Heavy Missile always that price? It might be. Like, price history, we can go table and go back a year and go back to, must have been there already. So a year ago, it was selling an average, you'd be lucky if you got it 36, but I'm fairly sure, like, I don't know if this is including, like, maybe somebody was trying to get a bunch of Inferno missiles off the market and, you know, drop the price down to 36 ISK, right? Was that a desperation thing, or is that something you can get all the time, right? Like, like, how many times does that happen? Like, look at that average. That's crazy, isn't it? All right. Now, I wonder if this was a buy order too. Like, did somebody put a buy order for this amount in the past? I mean, right? Somebody could have been really dicking with the market. for about a week, right? So interesting stuff, right? So regardless, this is not really telling you what the sell orders were at the time, right? This could be literally the buy order at the time, right? Somebody was trying to, you know, get it quick, and they certainly probably did, because the normal would be, yeah, see, somebody's trying to buy a whole bunch. And yeah, I mean, if I was interested, look how much that is. I mean, I could go and sell that. Let's see, 71. I mean, 300. Roughly, I'd be making 21,000 if I took the time, right? So yeah, they're valuable. Once you get down to this stuff, they're pretty valuable, right? So yeah, right? It's not too. Oh, of course, somebody's gaming the market, of course, right? Look at that. Lol. It's pretty funny. I have no doubt the person who's selling these here bought them all here and put them up at the normal elevated-ish price over here. Let's see what right. Like, yeah, it's yeah, the ability to game this kind of market is just ridiculous, because it's not JITA, so you have to be very careful. But regardless, it's all fine and dandy. But honestly, it's cool that these are right, but at the same time, just reprocess them for Christ's sake, right? I mean, at this point, you're going to get more out of reprocessing. Bloop, even though it's got an exclamation. But yeah, it's interesting to look at the stuff, but at the same time, it's not really. I mean, there's no value in getting too fancy. Yeah, exclamation mark, go through it, maybe get rid of the anything above 95% markdown, and then kind of, but at that point, right, that these are items somebody is gaming, you could take advantage of it or try to compensate. But yeah, it just depends. So at least I've given you the information and led you through it, because most people just don't. Most people, like to me, like when I was missioning, I'd just freaking dock up. I'd go right click, select all, reprocess it, and then just sell the minerals. And I wouldn't give a flying F about, right, trying to sell expensive modules, because to me there was all garbage. And what I really hate about this game is I'm a miner at heart, and the amount of crap that missioners go through and sell to the market or do sellers or whatever, somebody's going to eventually reprocess all this shit, and you can get way more. Like this ABC ore stuff in from nullsec and lowsec, and it's all these minerals you can get simply by garbage on the market, and it lowers the enjoyment of mining a lot, because you're not contributing at all to the weight of minerals coming into the market through mining, as compared to some Yahoo doing missions, right? And it's just it just blows me away. And when you go to nullsec and some rat hauler drops like just a ridiculous amount of titanium or zidrine or anything, any kind of mineral, and it just is so, it's just so depressing, because it's like, oh, yeah, the null suckers never have any problem about mining because the rats will just drop minerals for them, and it's just unreal. Yeah, the game is so screwed up, but we move on. We just go, oh, okay, well, right on. I just made a whole bunch of eskies off the minerals, sell it to market, whoop-de-doo. Yay, there we go. And of course, it's estimated at 56 million. So I've just effectively made, how much did I make? I made, minus the 10 million, I made 0. Give me a sec. Transactions, and I started right. So I started here. I started at 109 million, and now I'm up to 162. So I'm sure that's 51 million. Just want to make sure. 162, 6, and minus, what was it, 109? I think it was 109 million-ish, right? Okay, so 53. So I made 54-ish million out of that, and that's not bad. Yeah, anyways, hope that helps you understand things a bit more about how to go about scrap metal versus just selling the damn stuff. And I'll link this old video just in case you want to listen to that one. I probably don't have any new insights that I talked about here that I haven't talked about in this video. But yeah, I'll go, yeah, I'll copy the link. I'll probably listen to it. Make, if this goes viral, I'll just make another video to update this. Yeah, I just go in and, like it was one of the highly rated, highly watched videos. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what can I do to improve things that people find entertaining? Like, let's go back a year. I'm pretty sure I got a whole bunch of views on it. There we go. It's up there. It's pretty popular. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. You guys view that I don't really consider important, but yeah, like notification feed. I'll probably redo that video. Casual skill farming. Everybody likes the skill farming stuff. EVO preview. Everybody likes this skill EVO preview stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I've got to do the redo the Always Stay Aligned myth busting video. It's getting a lot of views as well. Yeah. Yeah, lots on my to-do list. Lol. Anyways, have yourself a good one.